Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Notallbad channel. Today we're going to be talking about Glass, the new fucking movie in the Unbreakable fucking series. Is it an Unbreakable series?
Yeah, I guess that's.
We're going to call it the Unbreakable series?
Unbreakable trilogy.
It's M. Night Shymalan
trilogy. Right?
trilogy. Yeah, the Unbreakable trilogy. This is M. Night Shyamalan trying to prove that he's still a good director. I'm going to be honest, it's kind of questionable again at this point. He kind of brought it back with Split and kind of fucked it up again. But just as a heads up, this is going to be spoiler talk. So I'll say the word spoiler alert, spoiler, and spoiler again, spoilers, and it's going to be on the screen. So I don't hear no bullshit in the comments saying that I did not tell y'all there were going to be spoilers in here. And it's also going to be in the title. So, I mean, how are you not going to see it at that point? All right, so you guys know me. I'm Wayne. And I'm going to let my friends introduce themselves.
All right, I'm Malcolm.
And I'm Antonio.
All right, a.k.a. Darth Chocolate and Big Dick. All right. All right, so I guess I don't really know where to start. I guess we could go ahead and start off with what we liked about the movie. I want to start there, or you want to talk about like the actors, or however y'all want to do it.
I guess we could talk about. Well, you already gave it. Yeah. We could talk about what we liked then.
What we liked? Okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I guess we'll go down the line. I guess what I really liked is what I liked about Split was James McAvoy. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm fucking up his name. That's his name, James McAvoy.
That's his name.
All right, I really like James McAvoy in this fucking movie. It was, I mean, like when he was switching between personalities in Split, it was really dope. It was really amazing.
Right.
You know, to see that like the one shot where there's not cuts, like he's literally changing characters in that one shot.
Yeah.
And they did that again in this movie where where she was flashing the lights over and over again.
Yep.
That shit was crazy.
That was whoever came up with that was like kudos to them because that was
Genius.
a cool concept.
Yeah.
To showcase his like acting talents and to show that he could like
Just
switch.
dude, like I'm honestly concerned about James McAvoy.
Yeah.
I am concerned that this nigga is low key going crazy.
He did that a little too well.
Yeah, it's just like, damn, this nigga really got personality disorder,
Yeah.
dog.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And like sometimes it's not even like a fact of like him going from man to woman. It's like him going from 8-year-old boy to like 32-year-old Hispanic male. Like
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
And then he was doing. There were some new characters that we saw, new personalities we saw in that movie. It was like some Ireland. Damn, that's racist as fuck because I just assumed they were Irish. But like they were
I think
foreign.
you're good as long as you don't say Irish car bomb.
There you go.
He was
Yeah,
also speaking, I think he was speaking Spanish at one point, wasn't he?
yeah, he was. There was a personality that spoke only Spanish, so that was very interesting to see.
Very unique.
Like, dude, he's just an amazing actor,
Wow.
and I'm honestly concerned. But I mean, that's cool. It was good for the movie, but yeah, James McAvoy just killed it. This whole movie, I have no complaints about his performance in here. I guess I'll let you guys go before we dig deeper into the actors and what they did.
Oh man, let me start off with Samuel Jackson, man,
I did not have my headphones on.
playing Mr. Glass. So Samuel Jackson, when he was playing Mr. Glass, man, I'd say about a good 45% of the movie he was kind of at like a state where he was
Catatonic state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was twitching all throughout the fucking movie.
Yeah,
I thought that was a nice touch.
yeah, I think so too.
And then it turned out that he was like playing him the whole time, and he was able to sneak out and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think that he played a good role in the movie.
I think the good thing about Samuel Jackson in that movie is he's not talking like almost 80% of the fucking movie, but his presence is still really like felt throughout it.
Yeah, at first I was kind of disappointed. I was like, wow, is he gonna be like catatonic this whole movie?
Yeah.
Like at first I didn't know that he was like it was supposed to be him drugged up because I don't think they mentioned him being drugged at first. Like I was like, is he just gonna be depressed the whole movie?
Well, the movie is called Glass. So I was like, is he gonna interact throughout any time throughout this fucking movie?
Yeah.
Or what? It's called Glass, but he ain't doing shit.
Yeah, I think it was just a marketing thing that they did where they called it Glass because Unbreakable was about Bruce Willis.
True.
Split was about James McAvoy, and it only was right to end off the trilogy with a movie I guess, centered around Glass's name, but the movie wasn't centered around his character.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the Samuel Jackson show like we thought it was going to be. But I guess that's kind of a good thing because I think that would have made for a less enjoyable movie if it was only about Samuel Jackson's character. Or if it was from his point of view, I feel like it would have been a less enjoyable movie.
That's true.
I think it was good that we got to kind of, I guess, bounce. Like, there wasn't one person who was, like, carrying the movie or whatever. Or there wasn't one person the movie was focused on.
If you want to move the mic. I don't know. I know the shot's weird. If you want to talk, as close as possible to the middle as you possibly can.
Okay. Is it better?
I'm just noting that there's no spikes on there.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to make sure everybody's relatively at the same level.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Sorry, I know I fucked up your train of thought.
No,
you were saying some important shit.
No, it's all good, man. I was just saying that it was a good thing that the movie wasn't focused on Samuel Jackson's character from his point of view. It would have been less enjoyable, and I'm glad that it wasn't focused on like any one character at any point. It's like it kind of felt fluid in that respect. Like it kind of bounced between characters throughout the whole film.
Yeah, I agree. I think they did that really well.
Yeah, they did a real good job. I thought it was going to be a little too much because in the trailer they showed the character from the movie Split. I forgot what her name is, but the girl from Split who survived
With all the scars.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be too much because I was like, okay, they're going to show her, they're going to show Samuel Jackson's mom, and then this new character, the therapist. I thought that was going to be too much, but I think they did a really good job at balancing the film between those all those various characters.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a good thing.
There was definitely parts in the movie where I felt like Samuel Jackson definitely should have like gotten fucked up. Like when he sliced the guy's throat, I was like, first off, if his hand is using that much force to slice someone, shouldn't his like wrist break in half or something like that?
I mean, yeah.
But at the same time, man, he was trying to fucking kill that dude.
I was not expecting that shit though.
Yeah.
That's scary. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I jumped in the theater.
You did?
When that happened. I wasn't expecting it, bro.
Yeah, I wasn't either, man. I thought he was definitely like drugged up. So
Yeah,
I saw his twitching motions were back like active and shit. So
Well, because like he did it to the dude who wasn't really mean to him.
yeah, true.
So that's why I wasn't expecting. I was like, well, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really give a shit.
It was crazy. I think that was the first time he like made a movement. When he did that, right? He had been like catatonic all the way up until that point. Like there was one point where they saw him outside of the room.
Yeah, because he was like moving.
But they didn't show
around.
him.
Yeah.
Well, I guess before that scene, before he says, obviously he showed him in the wheelchair, like going around and like, saying what's up and shit. So yeah, I guess. Yes, you're right. Yeah. It was a cool 45 minutes into the movie before Samuel Jackson did anything.
Right.
But his presence was very important in the movie.
Yeah.
For the most part. Where do we want to go from there? You guys want to kind of dive into the actors now? Or?
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked a lot about Samuel Jackson already, pretty much. You know, I guess we'll talk about Bruce Willis. I did not give a fuck very much about Bruce Willis in the movie. I don't know, because I think I'm the only one. Have you seen Unbreakable?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm the only one in the group who hasn't seen Unbreakable, so maybe that's why. But I don't know. I liked Bruce Willis's character. It was his son, bro. His son kind of fucked it up for me. All the moments that were supposed to be really strong for Bruce Willis, like that involved his son, like at the very beginning where it started to tell his story. For people who hadn't seen Unbreakable, I feel like that's why that was in the beginning, so it would give you enough information to know like what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was enough for me to understand why he's in the movie and what his character is like. But I feel like his son's acting was fucking terrible.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of the times we want the child actors from previous movies to play the same role or not to be recast. But I think this is one of those times where I wished he was recasted.
I don't think anybody would have noticed either.
Yeah.
And who knows? He probably took like years off from acting or some shit. Because
that movie came out in '99, right?
Yeah. I
like,
definitely
just
haven't.
recast the role, bro. Yeah. Like it's not that big of a deal.
No, yeah, it was weird. His acting was definitely like every time he said a line, it kind of, I don't want to say slow down the momentum, but it kind of just made me scratch my head and go like, why is this guy in this
yeah,
movie?
like
Did you really say that?
certain scenes, like when Bruce Willis gets taken, that's supposed to be a very emotional scene for the son. The acting was really bad in that scene, so it was almost like it shouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
It was
really
that bad.
I can see
Like,
that.
It was really bad.
I don't think there was one scene where his acting really stood out in a good way.
Yeah. Nah, it was really bad.
Not to shit on him, but you know,
Yeah.
it was
It's like when you see a YouTuber in like a. It's like when you see a YouTuber in like a major film. You're like, oh,
it's like, damn, you suck.
why is this guy here? Oh, because he has millennials follow him. That's
Yeah.
why we need that tether.
They needed that extra ticket.
Yeah.
They needed that.
I'm not
extra
throwing any names out there. You know,
Hey,
I'm not gonna.
yeah, chill.
I
We're
don't know
trying
if
to make friends out here.
I don't know if anybody's seen the Meg, but
Oh.
I was gonna leave it at that. I'll let you guys let your imagination take
Hey,
you.
I didn't say shit about anybody. I'm on my own.
But yeah, the son was definitely like he was probably the weakest actor in the whole film, to be honest.
Samuel L. Jackson's mom.
I can agree with that.
Was
I can agree with
almost just as bad. I mean, Mr. Glass's mom was almost.
Oh
as
yeah,
bad.
she was kind of, yeah,
She was weird. Like she was really like zany,
yeah.
like for no reason. It was really weird. I didn't get it.
Yeah, I know that's somebody's grandmama, but she was acting like how Craig's grandma. I don't know if you guys seen Friday After Next, but after she gets slapped, she was kind of acting like that.
What
like
you
she
want,
was just
Willie?
like she was just kind of there.
She was smacked hard as fuck,
Yeah.
and then they put her in the movie.
Yeah. I was like, hey, did you guys do like a screening before you guys filmed this?
Nah, they definitely didn't.
It was weird. Yeah, I agree. She was kind of like she wasn't supposed to be a zany character, but she
Yeah.
was just like.
I think she came down to terms that her son was like fucking crazy.
Yeah, like
'Cause she was talking to him about the comics and shit. Like, why didn't you fucking
tell
tell me about?
I had asked
this
you
story?
guys about that after the movie. Like, was everybody always like a part of the comic thing that Elijah was on, or is that not like you said it wasn't a thing, right, Quinn?
No,
Like,
it definitely wasn't a thing. The only person who Elijah had the theory that comics were an ancient language,
Yeah.
brought like
Being
all the way
brought-
back to the pharaohs and the pyramids and stuff, the
Yeah.
paintings on the wall.
There
And it
was like a
that
story
same,
being told,
yeah, that
you know?
same language
Okay.
being
Yeah.
told across centuries, and he was the only one who had that theory. Nobody else believed in that. Not his mom. All she did was buy comics to get him to go outside. So
okay.
he wasn't a homebody and he wouldn't stay inside because he was afraid of getting his bones broken. So that's why she bought him comics. That was the only thing she knew about comics.
yeah,
And then the son definitely didn't care about comics. Elijah told him his dad had superpowers and he ran with it. And then the girl, you guys have seen
that
you know,
shit.
we've all seen
I didn't get
Split.
why she automatically was like into comics. Like they had no
Like
mention of that
out
in
of
Split.
nowhere, right?
Out of
Out of
nowhere. It
nowhere.
made no sense.
Yeah, I felt that like whenever I saw one of those characters in a comic book store trying to find answers, once again it made me scratch my head. I was like, why are they going to the comic book store
To find answers.
to find answers?
Yeah.
I don't know. That tripped me out. That was in a movie about a dude who has like 33 or however many personalities and another dude who could bend metal and stuff. That was like one of the most unrealistic things in
Yeah.
the movie.
True,
Yeah.
true. And if
Yeah.
I'm looking for answers, I'm not gonna look in a comic book store for answers about a
Facts.
dude with like 33 personalities,
Facts.
man. I'm gonna go to a fucking hospital and ask a doctor, hey, what's going on with this motherfucker
Yeah.
right here, man?
I've been to comic book stores, and those aren't the types of people that you see in comic book stores.
Yeah,
Exactly.
at all, bro.
You
At
will
all.
not see Bruce Willis' son in this movie in a comic book store,
Exactly.
or that girl in the comic book store.
I think
True.
the best. Well, I won't say the best actor because that's James McAvoy.
Right.
But I think second best actor was what was her name? The chick who was in Ocean's 8. I don't remember her name, bro. The woman who played the psychiatrist.
Right.
Who was
She plays on a lot of American Horror Story.
Oh yeah, she was
every
also on that.
damn near every seasons. She's on every last one of the seasons.
I'm gonna get her name right now, bro. I'm gonna get her name
Alright.
right now.
Yeah, I can't. Sarah Paulson.
Sarah Paulson. That's right.
Yeah.
Sarah Paulson was amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
She was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
At a certain so for the people who have already seen the movie, you already know the premise of it. Her job is to, well, actually, it's kind of hidden, but she's basically trying to convince them that they're fucking crazy, that they have like an illness that can be cured, and she's trying to cure them through therapy, or through what? I guess as being like a fucking therapist
to basically persuade them that they're normal.
Yeah.
Instead of having them think that they have superpowers. So she kind of like puts a lot of like examples out there, like, oh, you're thinking this, but maybe it's really this. So
and I think that her role was brilliant because it pushed the narrative of the movie forward, like naturally, along with the viewers. Because at a certain point, she was convincing me,
I was thinking
these
that
niggas was fucking crazy. It's like, oh, you know what? Maybe they're not superheroes. Because when she, at a certain point, of course, Patricia. Comes out and she's like asking her like, oh, you doubt the beast or whatever, and she's talking about, well, how about bending steel? And it was like, well, those bars are from the 1870s, so I kind of bent him with a wrench. It's hard, but it's not impossible.
It's doable.
And she was like kind of breaking it all down for Patricia, and when Patricia started to doubt it, it kind of like it sat with me, and I was like, oh shit, like maybe this isn't real. Maybe these things really aren't that fucking raw. But then you quickly realize, like, hey, they just threw tables at each other at the beginning of this movie and effortlessly picked them up and threw them at each other.
Yeah, they didn't even mention that shit.
Yeah, exactly. So
they tried to avoid that. They were like, let's.
But I mean, when you're sucked into the movie, you kind of forget that happened.
Yeah, you can kind of look past it. Just like the fact that she had a water tank hooked up to the room.
Yeah,
even though like the weakness was supposed to be fake, but she still applied it.
Yeah.
It's like if somebody was like, hey, Superman, kryptonite is not your weakness. However, I've lined this room with kryptonite.
Just in case,
just in case. Funny ideas. Know what I mean? Like, I'm confused. Is kryptonite my weakness, or is it like fucking pound cake?
Yeah, she was really good, though. Quinn, you said you had that's pretty much all the actors I wanted to talk about. I mean, those are the main characters.
Yeah.
We already talked about the son.
Can we talk about M. Night Shyamalan's cameo in this film?
Oh man, you wanna tear him to pieces, man?
I don't know. It just kind of threw me off. It was like an extended cameo. Like, think about every like Quentin Tarantino cameo and just put them together. That was like the length of like M. Night Shyamalan's like cameo in this film. It was really long and it was awkward too. Like, I felt uncomfortable watching it. I was like I felt like I was watching a behind the scenes like clip that they added to the film. Yeah. It was weird. It was almost like he didn't wink at the camera, but it was almost like he winked at the camera and was like, I'm the director. Hey, if you guys didn't know, I'm M. Night Shyamalan. Hey, we're going to do ASMR piece.
Hey, I thought we were doing ASMR.
I am.
Nah, his acting was fucking terrible.
Nah,
hey, do I know you? Oh, you used to work at the stadium, right? Oh yeah, me used to hang out with some really shady characters there. Look at me now, though. I'm a lot better.
And I didn't realize it, but I think he was doing a throwback to his cameo from Unbreakable. I didn't confirm it, but
I haven't seen the movie.
So in Unbreakable, there's a scene where Samuel Jackson is trying to prove to Bruce Willis that he has powers because Bruce Willis made a comment about somebody having a gun in their pocket. Mm-hmm. So Samuel Jackson follows this man to see if Bruce Willis was correct.
That's when he got fucked up.
And I might be wrong, but... Or no, that's completely wrong. There was another gentleman who had a knife, and Samuel Jackson was trying to prove that he was correct. And it turns out that he was wrong. But I think that guy was M. Night Shyamalan. So I think he was doing a throwback to, like... He was doing a nod to his cameo from the earlier film, which is... weird, which is a weird choice of a cameo. It was just a weird scene, and then there was another scene that showcased how like bad at acting.
M. Night Shyamalan is a bad actor.
M. Night Shyamalan, and then the son in that scene was real awkward too. It was just like
two bad actors just in a in a blockbuster film.
Yeah, it was weird.
It makes no sense.
It was really weird. And then Bruce Willis was kind of just there, like he was just like,
I want to go for a walk.
Yeah, it was weird. He was
you might get tired. I'm 70 years old, so yeah, I probably will. But fuck, man. I guess we dissected all the actors that are important.
Another topic that I think that I want to hit on is there was very few fight scenes, but I feel like the beginning fight scene with Bruce Willis
And the Beast.
and the Beast, man. God, man, they were throwing that table around.
It's pretty dope.
And when that cheerleader got hit by that table, I thought she was dead.
She was dead as fuck.
She was
I don't
definitely
care what
dead.
anybody says. She's dead as fuck.
But those other cheerleaders picked her up, and she was like limping out. I was like, nah.
Like, hell no.
Nah, she
Why
got hit
would
in the
she-
head.
Think about it. Why would she be limping if it technically hit her in the upper body?
Yeah.
That doesn't
Right.
make any sense to me whatsoever.
I'm glad they put that part in the film though, because it kind of, in Split, there's a lot of fatalities in Split.
Yeah,
And
you're right.
I think
you're
that it just kind of kept that same tone or whatever from the Split movie that, hey, people die in this world. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's safe. So I thought that was cool that they added that in there. They threw a fatality. I also thought it was cool that they the fight between them two was so early on in the movie. Like,
Loved it.
they didn't drag it out. They didn't
Yeah.
make us wait to see them fight. Like, we've already been at the end of Split. We see Bruce Willis, so we know they're gonna end up fighting.
Yeah.
So we've been waiting so many months to see
Yeah.
it, and they throw it at the beginning of the movie. I thought that was awesome.
Man, and the Beast like knew that he met his match too. He looked like he was
Yeah.
surprised, man. He was like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, you keeping up with me, man?"
Yeah.
Dude, it was just
God
cool that
damn.
throughout even when they got to the psych ward, they would always ask about each other.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought that was interesting because like they knew that each other were a threat,
Exactly.
and especially like Patricia was like, who is that man?
yeah.
Like, is he locked up? Like they're like concerned
Yeah.
because like they're scared of each other, but they know they're gonna have to fight each other at some point. So it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was a cool way to, like, even though we saw them fight at the beginning of the movie, and it's kind of like you see the fight and you're glad that you see it at the beginning of the movie, but then you're kind of wondering, okay, so where do we go from here? Are we just gonna like see them fight throughout the movie and it's gonna like lose steam or whatever? But they did a good job at showing the fight, ending it at a really, I guess, a really like thrilling or suspenseful part, having them
Yeah.
both run at each other and ending the fight there,
Yeah.
which was a good choice. And then building the tension back up by having them ask about each other. And then there's even that scene where both of their doors are open and then
Yep.
they look at each other and then the doors close and
Yeah.
they can't see each other anymore. So I thought they did a real great job at building tension to the final fight at the end of the
Yeah.
film.
This is very true.
Like to the
I
climax of
agree.
it. Yeah.
I agree.
Kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat during the slow parts of the film. Which if you Wayne, I know you said you haven't seen Unbreakable, but if anybody else hasn't seen Unbreakable, Unbreakable is a really slow film. It's more of a character piece than a classic superhero film. So there's not like a lot of action in Unbreakable.
Yeah.
And the middle portion of this film is definitely like kind of in that same vein of it being like kind of like a slow burn. So that suspenseful kind of undertone of waiting for the next fight or waiting. I wonder what's going to happen with like Samuel Jackson's character. That kind of did a good job at carrying you through those slow burn parts. I thought.
Yeah, I guess you talked about just now. You referenced like it's not supposed to be like a regular superhero film. There's some article I found after we watched the movie, and I think I talked to you guys about this already, but I wanted to bring it up again on the podcast. Is this magazine was like trying to compare it to like the Avengers and shit. I'm gonna read the article here in a second, but I'm gonna do a callback to that a little later. I want to talk about the plot of the movie
Okay.
really quick.
All right.
I guess this is where we get into the stuff that we didn't like about the plot, because we all agree that the first two acts of the movie were really solid. They were really good, right?
Yeah.
Unless you had any like nitpicks about the first two acts. I
no.
thought they were pretty solid.
The Shymalan, that was my main nitpick. The
Yeah,
Shyamalan
yeah.
scene, and then the son's
And the
acting.
son, of course,
was just
yeah.
like atrocious.
Yeah,
But
throughout the whole thing.
no, everything else was. I mean, everything else was pretty much golden. I got exactly what I wanted.
There were still some weird cuts,
Oh yeah,
We
I almost
talked about
forgot.
that.
Yeah.
some really weird and questionable cuts. Even in the first two acts, but it's throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
There's just a bunch of random shit in the movie that's not supposed to be there.
It's like really
Yeah.
jarring.
Yeah, like the most noticeable one is after what's her name, Sarah Paulson finds out that Elijah. Well, why would I use the character's name in the movie and then use her real name? I don't know the character's name in the movie, so I'm gonna call her by her real name.
Hey, we've already been doing it. We can't go back.
So Samuel Jackson's character
yeah. Elijah.
released a video of the Beast and fucking Bruce Willis fighting. God damn, this is fucked up. And she gets upset. And in the very next scene, it's a random cut once again. She's walking down the hallway and she just randomly screams really loud.
Yeah.
And then it randomly cuts again.
And if that's not jarring enough for you, it's shown from the perspective of a security camera.
Yeah.
So it was just like, well, I don't understand.
Really weird.
Why are we watching Chronicle right now? Are we just we're just using different mediums to show footage?
Yeah.
It was really weird. It was jarring.
Yeah.
But that popped up a couple of times. I can't think of any other examples, but it definitely happened like more than
I'd say 4 times.
Yeah, definitely
It happened about 4 times.
Some of the writing was really like, I don't want to say sloppy, but it was just like questionable like choices for the dialogue. And then there was a couple of jokes that didn't land. That
Yeah, a lot.
And then I don't know. We have a very like unique sense of humor, so. To me, I'm like, you didn't have to try to put jokes in there. There's already, I mean, Samuel Jackson's like, his little condition is already like comical enough.
Kind of funny.
So
yeah, even though that sounds fucked up, it is actually funny.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, you don't need to like shoehorn jokes in here. There's gonna be some funny scenes.
Yeah.
Already.
Without you trying.
And I feel like we were like the only ones fucking laughing out loud, hysterically out loud whenever Samuel L. Jackson falls.
I was it was hilarious.
Everyone were looking at us like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys,
like,
man?
that's exactly what I wanted from this movie. If nothing else, I wanted to see Samuel Jackson break his bones. I was about to get mad. I was like, yo, is he not gonna break his bones?
And he was
in a movie
up,
called Glass. He's not gonna break his bones.
He was like coughing up blood and shit. He was like,
oh, that was hilarious.
That leads into my biggest gripe about the movie. Let's go ahead and dissect the shit. We've been holding off on this for the past 26 minutes. The ending of the movie, the part that, I'm really torn about this movie. I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. It's can you move the mouse?
Yeah.
I have a lot of mixed feelings about the movie, mainly because of the ending.
And I agree. I definitely agree.
Because the first 2 acts, it had me, dude. It had me. It had James McAvoy's acting, Sarah Paulson doing a good job, Samuel L. Jackson being hilarious on accident, Bruce Willis just being Bruce Willis. This movie doesn't really demand a lot from Bruce Willis, so he did an exceptional job.
Yeah.
And the writing was good enough to really get you through the movie. So it felt a lot like Split because of how much James McAvoy was the focus. And I loved Split, so I was fine with that. But when they got to the end, that's when the sloppiness really started, and M. Night Shyamalan just really started to shine. He really started to show us why we stopped watching his movies.
Yeah, and it was like the very ending. It wasn't like
it wasn't like the third act altogether was battling. No, it was the very end.
That's
of
what
the
makes
movie.
it. That's what makes it so like bad. Is that it was the very end of the movie, and it didn't like. If that didn't happen, the movie would have been amazing.
Absolutely. And there's bad endings, right? Movies have bad endings. That happens. But there's bad endings, and then there's Glass's ending.
Yeah.
It's actually that fucking bad.
This is in its own category.
There's no over-exaggeration here. It's very unsatisfying. This is not how you end a trilogy, dude.
It's crazy because you think about it and you're like, was there nobody in the writer's room that said anything about like the ending that they chose? Or not even the writer's room. They're like the producers, they didn't see any issue with like the ending that they chose.
Man, apparently not, bro.
It's like you think they'd be like, hey, we know you have a history of split decision like endings, people, or polarizing endings. We're gonna make sure you don't fuck this up. Like you think they'd have like a special fucking
a team of people like, hey, you're M. Night Shyamalan in it up, dog. We're gonna need you to relax, bro. Like this ending is fucking terrible.
Like the beginning, it's like like I wish it was like the beginning of Spider-Man: Homecoming, where the government comes in and shuts down like Michael Keaton's operation, and they're like, hey, we're taking over. Like I wish like a group of writers came in and was like, hey, M. Night, we're gonna take over the rest of the script. It's like, but there's only 5 pages. Like, I don't care. We're taking this shit over.
All this shit.
Because it was literally the very ending of the movie.
Yeah. I guess y'all want to go in detail on the ending?
Yeah.
So I'll let Quinn do it because you're really good at explaining shit.
Okay. So pretty much it's the ending of the movie, and David Dunn and James McAvoy's character, the Beast, are fighting. Yep. And then the cops come in and they break it up, and they end up fighting 2 separate teams of the cops. and they're both I guess fatally wounded, and you're kind of scratching your head. You're like, oh, where are they gonna go? Are they both just gonna die?
Yeah.
And
that's what it was looking like.
Bruce Willis's character is actually, he's actually recovering. He's not dying yet.
Yeah.
And then you see, this dude's like a cop's legs, and the way they're doing it, they're making it seem like it's somebody important, but it's just
Just a regular ass nigga.
faceless goon number 3 or whatever. And
that's it. That's actually in the credits at the end. No.
And he grabs Bruce Willis's character and he drowns him. And then
no. and then Sarah Paulson walks over.
Yeah, and she tells him to grab her hand.
Grab my hand. This is my strong hand.
So
I thought she was trying to save him. I really
I did too. I thought she saw the light or something.
I thought
that's not what happened.
Or I thought they were going to show a really important scene, and that's not what happened.
I thought it was like the villain from Unbreakable.
Oh yeah, because when he grabs her hand, he sees a vision of nothing.
Like a secret meeting.
So it's supposed to be a secret meeting where they find out who Sarah Paulson's character is, but that's not actually what we see. That the story does not tell it very well.
Yeah.
I mean, we see that everybody stops talking when the one person walks out of the restaurant. It's like, we're alone. And then that's the vision that Bruce Willis sees.
Yeah,
what the fuck is
I'm
that
sure
supposed
Bruce
to
Willis
tell us?
was like, what the fuck is this? This doesn't even make sense.
He's like, oh shit.
So you're killing me because y'all having dinner behind the curtain?
Was I the nigga who left the room or something? Or y'all niggas bad?
It was just crazy. Basically, from outside looking in, basically they chose to introduce characters like 10 minutes before the film's going to end and say, hey, these people have been here this whole time.
And they're important.
Yeah.
And you better understand why they're important.
And they showed a tattoo that they all had. Like, we know what the fuck that means.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't see Unbreakable, so I figured, oh, this must be something from Unbreakable. That sucks that I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
And then I asked y'all, and you're like, nah, nigga, that definitely wasn't in Unbreakable.
I definitely haven't seen it at all.
This is some random shit M. Night Shyamalan wrote at the end. And they didn't want to do reshoots to add more footage.
To be honest, I thought they were tying in Last Airbender. I was like, oh shit.
God, yo,
I can't believe Nickelodeon laid them do no.
God damn.
Nah, it was
trying to tie in all the movies he's ever done.
I'll lay down. They're tying in
like,
all
wait,
the
isn't that the nigga from Signs? Hell no.
And I was wondering, like, why is Shamrock like? Is it the Irish? Is the Irish out to get him or something, or what?
I don't know.
It's because Valero.
It didn't even make sense.
It's because Valero bought him out. It's a secret meeting behind gas companies.
Yeah.
They're trying to prove a point.
And how they're evil.
Nah, it was real disappointing, and it wasn't earned. Like, watching that whole movie, that wasn't the ending we deserved as like fans, and being behind him, because he didn't. When he put that ending credit scene in Split. They didn't know they were going to make the film. They they needed to see the audience's reaction before getting the green light for the film. And, fans going behind that and being excited for it is what spawned Glass. That's why we got Glass, because so many fans were excited for it. So it's just like, we didn't deserve that. We backed you up, dude. And like, he's made so many, I don't even want to say polarizing, just outright bad movies. And a lot of his diehard fans are still here. And a lot of fans from Unbreakable are still here, and we backed him up. And then it's just like, dude, we didn't deserve that. You still let us down. And at the very end of the movie, you almost had it. The quarterback threw you the pass. It went into your hands, and then it slipped out, and you dropped it. Like, that's exactly what happened with the film.
Yeah.
It was just a very strange choice to introduce characters 10 minutes before the film's going to end and say, hey, these guys are the ones that are going to kill the 3 main protagonists.
Yeah. And the secret organization did not want, I guess, the truth out there, right? Like, they didn't want to know the special abilities of these 3 individuals. So, I guess at the end, whenever Mr. Glass, he put everything out via email to his mom, and then to the, the girl with the scars from Split, and to the son. So they end up pushing it out at the end. So, and I guess that kind of like stopped the secret organization's plot to not put it out there. So.
Right.
At the end of the day, it was all for nothing. So they kind of killed him for nothing, really. And that's how I was kind of disappointed. I was highly disappointed.
And it's so crazy, because just a couple of like just a couple of changes, and the ending would have been perfectly fine. If you would have just made it Sarah Paulson ordering the cops to do that or something, and not have it a secret cabal or a secret cabal or a secret organization or whatever you want to call it. If you would have just had Sarah Paulson order the cops because she realizes, hey, these guys really do have powers, and we can't have this in the world. That, you know, I would have been way more okay with that. That would have been fine. You know, it wouldn't have been an ending I wanted, but I would have been okay with it, and I would have been like, you know what, this is a good movie. Yeah. But they didn't do that. They decided to create some secret organization at the very end of the movie.
Yeah, just force that shit in.
Literally at the end.
And I was trying to find the article about how they make Vulture magazine makes a comparison to Avengers.
Not even close.
Can't find that shit at all. But basically, they were shitting on Glass and talking shit about M. Night Shyamalan, rightfully so, because he's a bad director as of late. Probably in the past 5 years, 5 to 10.
Definitely his like last 5 movies.
5 movies. All right, we'll do it like that. So
not including Split.
Huh?
I said not including Split.
Basically, what they were saying is M. Night Shyamalan was doing an attempt to compete with the Avengers.
Not at all.
I'll say that again. They said that M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable trilogy was done to compete, and I'll take away the word compete. That he was trying to do something similar to what the Avengers has done. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my fucking life.
That's
like,
not accurate.
The movies are done in such a non-superhero way that there's no way that you could possibly compare those two things. Like, the Marvel universe is very clearly fixated on a superhero origin story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unbreakable, even though I haven't seen it, I'll just do Split. That is not a superhero movie.
Right.
No, it's not.
Like, the Beast is not a superhero.
Right.
Like, he's an anti-hero, actually, if you really think about it. He's actually just a crazy nigga.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
That's like watching Sinister, and at the end of the movie, when he takes the kid, it's like, oh, superhero movie.
Deadass.
This guy has superpowers.
That's what it is. This nigga cold.
It's like, no, it's a horror movie, and that's a monster. Like, it's not. And then even in Split, that's not a monster movie. It's I don't even know what it's a hostage movie. Like, really. Yeah. Like, really, it's a hostage movie. It
could be either a thriller or a hostage movie. Yeah.
And I actually thought that was kind of weird because Kevin actually, he had like a special bond with that girl too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna ask y'all about
that. Is that like a love interest or what? Because he.
That was kind of written in because in Split, I don't remember any scenes where they were that close.
Yeah, like there's the end of the movie where Kevin comes out.
But like they never talked about anything.
I think they just wrote that in to have a reason for her to be in the film,
which I wasn't mad at because she's cute as fuck. But I mean,
see, yeah,
because Mr. Glass has his mom, right?
Yeah.
Unbreakable has his son, and so I guess
so
like Split just needed someone, I guess someone there.
But see, that's the issue that I have with the movie is no, they don't have to do that. Not every character has to have somebody. You know what I'm saying? So it was just weird that they forced that into the movie.
There was a part in the scene where she tries to calm down the Beast, and I thought the Beast was about to fuck her up.
Yeah.
I was like, you're about to rip your ass.
In reality, you should have, but whatever.
Yeah.
You kind of look past it. At first, I found it odd, and I was like, wow, they're kind of setting him up almost as like a love interest. And at first I was really like, it was actually starting to make me mad. I was like, this doesn't make any I was mad for her character because I was like, this isn't fair to like her character and her arc in Split. But I guess they make a comment about if you guys haven't seen Split, her uncle raped her when she was a child, and at the end of the movie, the cops ask if she wants to go back. So they make a comment back to that. And they say that, she's living in a foster family now and uncle's arrested. Yeah. So after I heard that, I was a little more okay with it because then it shows that, okay, maybe she possibly sees that the reason this happened is the only reason that her uncle went to jail was because she was kidnapped. And that never would have happened if she wasn't kidnapped. She would have kept going home and she would have kept getting abused and all that. So maybe that's why she feels the need that she has to save Kevin.
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it that way.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I'm pretty sure that's not what M. Night Shyamalan was thinking, but that's a really good assessment that you.
And then I guess I think they show a scene of her like Googling Kevin with no crumb or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess she found out that he was abused by his mother as well. So after I saw those two scenes, I was like, okay, I'm a little more okay with this.
Yeah.
But you could definitely tell that he kind of like forced that story in order to get her in the film.
At the end of the day, the Beast ate her fucking friend, so I'd be fucking scared as fuck to even come around someone who ate my fucking friends, man.
That's also a part they kind of. Well, the whole thing that they were banking on was that we wouldn't pay attention to that.
Yeah.
And also that we're supposed to assume her character is that crazy because of what's happened to her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If you go back to Split, though, I mean, I think they made it way too much like a love interest. I wish they wouldn't have done that. But in Split, like, she doesn't care. She didn't give a fuck about those chicks. Like, the chicks are like, we need to get out of here. And she's like, stop talking to me. Like, I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, they try to escape, and she's like, nah, you guys try to escape. I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
And then, they showed that she doesn't give a fuck about those, like, girls. Like, even when they're trying to fucking, like, make each other feel better, she was like, stop talking. Like, you're going to fucking get us hurt.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
But I do think they made it way too much like a love interest. That was kind of weird.
It felt weird.
Yeah, that was kind of weird to me.
Felt weird.
This grown ass fucking 33-year-old man talking to this supposed high schooler. In the context of the story, it's weird because she's supposed to be a fucking high schooler, and you got this.
Yeah.
This dude
was
who
she
fucking
just skipping
her.
school? Was this on a weekend or something?
Yeah. She must have went to Roosevelt.
Yeah. So technically, the Beast had like more than one weakness, right? So it was the flashing lights and her. And then it was just water for Unbreakable.
And then Kevin Wendell Crumb was also a weakness. So the Beast had a lot of weaknesses.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. But I think there's some things we didn't talk about. Let's talk about how cool the Beast was.
Oh, yeah.
There's my favorite scene, I think me and Quinn are going to agree on this, is where they're escaping and the Beast is dressed up. Well, Kevin, he's dressed up as a nurse and he's wheeling Mr. Glass through the hall, and then these dudes, like security guards, I guess, are coming down the hallway, like, "Hey, what are you guys doing out of your cell?" And then it's Patricia, right?
Yeah,
it was
Patricia says, like, "Hey, the Beast requires that when they get closer, that you continue to will forward." And I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" And we find out very soon that the Beast was about to fuck some shit up.
Yeah, it
was like, what, 3-on-1?
Yeah, and it was an awesome looking scene.
Yeah, it really was.
You kind of, the Beast is kind of out of focus in the background. And you just see Samuel Jackson like wheeling up, and you see the Beast just ripping the guards to like shreds.
Yep.
Like and throwing them across the room, man.
Yeah, shit was raw.
I think he took a bite out of one of them. Like he's just fucking them up. It was a great shot. There's a lot of great shots in this film. A lot of unique shots, like the scene with the two cops in the patrol car. And the Beast runs up to the car and slams into it.
Oh, yeah.
And you just see it from the cop's point of view. The Beast lifting up the car and turning it on its side.
It was so good, dude. Yeah. That's one thing I will give M. Night, even though he probably wasn't responsible for it. Is that not his way? Just completely shot. No, the shots were really good in the movie. They were really fucking good.
That's why it's weird that Vulture's trying to, compare it to an Avengers movie when...
Just done different.
When you go to see an Avengers movie... You don't go because you're going to see any groundbreaking,
performances
or like cinematography, you know what I mean? Like breakthroughs. You're not going to see anything groundbreaking.
Yeah.
It's pretty much like they always say the Marvel formula, and that's what it is. Like, it's almost like the director goes into the Microsoft Excel and he's like, all right,
let me pull up some filters.
Fucking Captain Marvel. And then types in Captain Marvel and it prints out the whole script and shit. Like, it's almost like that. Like, you know what you're going to see when you go into that. When we went to see Glass, like, the shots that I saw, I had no idea that I was going to see in the movie.
Yeah.
Just very unique. Even a fight between, like, Beast and David Dunn, like, that was, like, a completely... Like, I've never seen a superhero fight like that in a film.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
The way, like, to throw in, like, unique shots and make it look good from, like, a cinematography standpoint, that was really awesome to see.
Yeah, man.
Like, there's a scene where David Dunn and the Beast are fighting outside of a van, and it's showing it from the two girls that are hiding in the van's point of view. And you just see, like, when David Dunn misses a punch, you see his fist like
Go
almost
through the van.
go through the van.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then like they're slamming into the van, and then it shows the outside window. Like,
it's really good stuff.
and that's one thing that's been consistent through all three movies, through this movie, Split, and Unbreakable. They had shots like that you wouldn't usually think of for I don't want to say mundane, but like just for basic, stuff that happens in like every movie. Fight scenes happen in every movie, but we don't see it like that.
Yeah, done differently.
Conversations happen in every movie, but in Unbreakable, like when they show they show David Dunn and a woman talking, and it's showing it from the perspective of the seat in front of them, and it keeps on going back and forth between the spaces. Like conversations happens in film, like we don't see it like that. So that was one thing that was very consistent. And then in Split, just to round it out and show that these shots were in like every film. In Split, there's when it shows the father putting the groceries in the trunk, and then it shows the girl looking out the window, and then she looks at the mirror at the side mirror, and then she sees the groceries on the ground, and you hear the dude get in the car. Like you don't, we see hostage scenes in movies. We don't see them like that. So when they compare it to an Avengers movie, it's like, hey, look,
it's just not a good.
The ending was shitty. I'll give you that.
We get it. Yeah,
but he was definitely not trying to make a cookie cutter fucking copy and paste like MCU movie. And I like MCU movies.
Yeah, we love the MCU movies. It's
I
just,
know what they are.
You got to know what they are,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're not anything special as far as cinematography goes. Like we're not going in like, oh man, like, dude, that performance, bro, that one scene, like, nah, we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
It's just not a thing. We're getting close to the 50-minute mark, so I guess we've broken down the movie.
We did
quite a bit. I guess anybody have any like final thoughts? I had some shit to say, but I forgot.
I guess a big shift change for me in the movie. Everyone was doubting the Beast. All the other personalities were doubting the Beast. And, when Mr. Glass and the Beast finally, when they finally meet, and, they were questioning the rock climbing, capabilities and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
And you can actually see the Beast is digging his fucking hands and feet into the fucking wall, man.
Like, oh, no, that's not.
That's not rock climbing, man. That's not fucking rock climbing.
Because I was afraid that they were going to go with the whole, they're normal people. They're just doing not normal things. But they debunk every shade of disbelief doubt that you had.
Yeah.
Like they showed David Dunn bust down a steel door.
Yeah.
They showed the Beast climbing on a flat wall. Like
I was a huge shift change for me throughout the movie, and so at that point, that's when I was like, all right, shit's about to go down. And then I thought that there was gonna be like a huge climax fight at the tower, but they never went there.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah,
they didn't go there.
I was a little concerned when
they mentioned it.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit, that's gonna look like shit.
Yeah,
but they didn't do it. So
I was wondering. I was like, is this what they're talking about with the ending? I hope going forward, movie companies or production companies see that this is taking away the ending. When you give the director freedom, this is what you can get.
Yeah.
But the ending was shitty, so that might have fucked up that whole dream that I had.
Yeah. So, final question is, are we excited for another M. Night Shyamalan movie at this point? Are we kind of like, you kind of fucked it up again with that ending and kind of created more doubt for me? Because after Split, I was excited to see what he was going to do because I felt like he was getting back to what made him good. Even though it was mainly James McAvoy.
Yeah, it was the actor who fucking made that movie.
If we're being completely honest, the actors really made that movie good. Because that movie could have been really shit. It could have been really bad. Like, if James McAvoy wasn't James McAvoy, and they had a bad actor play that character, that would have been a bad movie.
Yeah.
And also the ending, even though a lot of people hated the ending, I feel like for people who like shit like that, it was really good. But I can see why that ending would be polarizing for people. Where it's like, this nigga is like, he's just gonna start eating niggas now, or
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that was creative.
Yeah.
I think that was good writing.
I think they didn't take it too far. They
Yeah,
could
they also
definitely
didn't
had
take it
him
too
grow fucking purple skin and furry hair all over his body.
He changed his stance. The veins came out. They changed the way his voice sounded and stuff like that. I think that was enough. They didn't go too crazy with it.
Which kudos to McAvoy for being able to drop his shoulders and make himself look like a woman.
Man,
and
I'm
then
so concerned.
in 2 seconds, make himself look like the beast.
so
Like, it's
concerned.
crazy.
I'm so concerned.
Each character that he had, you know, each personality, you know, they had their own postures, their own voice, their own fucking tones, their own everything, man. So that was crazy.
It was good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't
Good
know.
actor. He was a good
I'm
actor.
not excited for
I
another
might,
night.
I might get the red box on a next M Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah,
Might even wait for that to go to like Netflix.
yeah. If Glass was through and through a solid movie, if they just kept the same trajectory they had for the first two acts with the third act, I mean, you might have made a fan out of me, M Night. You might have made another fan out of me, but not now.
Yeah.
Definitely not now. After
No,
you
definitely
did that to Last Airbender, and then you fucked up the ending of Glass, I just can't I can't do it, man.
No.
I can't do it, dude. But the rest of the movie was good. It was really good.
Great.
But you fucked it up.
Yeah.
Yep. So I guess any other final thoughts? Or
No.
yeah, because Marco, you brought up
that's a
some
wrap
shit
for
that
me.
was completely forgot.
Yeah, that's
So
a wrap for me, man.
yeah, so I guess that's gonna be it, guys. I mean, if you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and definitely leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more weekly videos. I will be trying to do these spoiler talks for big releases, so that it doesn't get like oversaturated. Like we do it for like happy Death Day to you. Like we're not gonna do a fucking spoiler talk for movies like that. It's gonna be big movies. Captain Marvel will most likely do one. What are some other big Us? We're definitely gonna do one for that.
Right.
I can't think of any other movies that are gonna come out that are really big that we have to see.
Oh fuck! How the Grinch Stole Christmas. No, I'm just fucking around.
All right, so that's good. That's gonna be it, guys. So if you enjoyed, stay tuned. I'm definitely gonna be dropping some more reviews on the channel. So it was Wayne, Malcolm, Quinn. We're out. Peace.